Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies. It is all of the hype at the current time of making this video, and many people have already begun to amass insane amounts of excitement for this mode. I would easily say that there have already been thousands of videos made about this game, breaking down every single trailer and gameplay clip and dissecting every minute detail in the presentable game. Well, now that it has been close to a week after the release of these trailers, I would actually like to just go back and look at what this game has to offer and to see if the hype was just something everybody was experiencing in the moment. This topic has actually been seen a lot with zombies in the past, and it is genuinely important to set your standards appropriately when entering into this game, as setting these expectations too high could result in a burnout within a week of the game's release. This game looks absolutely stunning from a viewer's perspective, but what I really wanted to ask today is, will this game actually live up to the hype that they are drawing with all of these teasers, or will it just simply be another flop zombies mode? Well, to understand what needs to happen for this mode to work, we need to take a look at past iterations of this mode to see what stuck and what didn't. When referring to Call of Duty Zombies as a mode in general, many people will instantly go to games such as Black Ops 3 with its infamous Der Eisendrache, or maybe Black Ops 2 with Mob of the Dead and Origins. But the real question is why? Well, on the surface level, these maps do not really have anything in common. I mean, a map set in a castle is absolutely nothing like Alcatraz Island or the battlefields of World War I, but there is a deeper similarity to these maps. Taking a look specifically at each game's mechanics, each one of these maps introduced heavy innovation into the zombies mode that had never been seen before from previous titles. If you watched my last video discussing Zombies Chronicles 2 and why it isn't the answer we need to save zombies, you would understand that in order for anything to succeed, innovation has to come first to grab the player's attention. While looking at everything Black Ops 6 has to offer from trailers and gameplay footage, it is very clear that innovation seems to be something they are heavily focusing on coming into this game, while also maintaining aspects from the past to attract older players. For instance, in the official blog post discussing this game, it is mentioned that this game takes direct inspiration from both Black Ops 3 Zombies and Cold War Zombies, which is the perfect duality of games in my opinion, as it brings in old features that were loved by the community, but also maintains that newer feeling that Cold War brought to the table. Old mechanics like the gobblegum system make a return alongside a makeshift version of the weapon kits, while other Cold War elements such as starting with a loadout gun or even the minute things like perk cans instead of bottles make this a crazy duality of new and old that I think is a perfect mix. So now that we have established how this game will play out in a simple sense, let's take a look in the most honest way possible at both the good and bad of this game and comparing them to see what could make this game one we will never forget. I have always been somewhat of a positive person myself, so I would like to start with the good from what we saw last week from everything released by the Treyarch team. Right off the bat, Terminus looks like an insanely well-crafted map, and unlike the map seen in Cold War, Terminus actually seems to have taken the time and effort to make it seem like a less boring, bland military base, but more of an island of despair similar to Zetsubo no Shima. There is heavy atmosphere to this map from just the trailer and gameplay alone, and that is something we have missed in recent Zombies iterations that I absolutely cannot wait for. Additionally, it has been stated that Terminus is going to be one of the biggest Zombies maps we have ever seen, and if this is developed correctly, this could be an insane plus for Zombies fans. With this map being so large, it has also been mentioned that this map will have an insane amount of side quests and hidden Easter eggs alongside its main Easter egg, which is honestly such a cool addition that I could not be more excited for people to go around and discover. The return of the set crew is always talked about in everyone's videos as good things, and I cannot agree more. Having a set crew with specific dialogue talking with one another is genuinely one of the most important parts of Zombies that I absolutely adore, as it can be what makes a map insanely interesting, such as Mob of the Dead. I also believe that the fact we have familiar faces such as Weaver, Carver, and Gray, but also having a mysterious character that has her own storyline, Maya, is a insanely good choice by Treyarch, as they brought in in these familiar characters alongside a completely new and strange character that we have never met before to create a sense of familiarity and suspense at the same time. Obviously, the return of Gobblegum is an awesome feature that almost everybody is excited to see back, and with the 20 Gobblegums coming at launch, some new and some familiar, Gobblegum will be a great fit for this game in my opinion. Additionally, the Gobblegum system in this game works slightly different, as you are no longer restricted to one Gobblegum to be held at a time, but you can instead have up to 3, which will be insane for world record runs that I can see in the foreseeable future. A new perk also enters the stage in this game, Melee Macchiato, which will increase melee damage that I honestly believe will not be used as much as people say it will, but having a new perk is better than having nothing, so I guess we'll take it. Plus the machine looks absolutely amazing as well. Alongside the new perk, we also have returning perks that are pretty standard from a traditional zombies game, and my boy PhD Flopper is finally back after all of the years of neglection. A completely new feature in this game that has never been seen in any previous mode is something that I absolutely adore, the ability to save a game and come back later. This feature alone is insanely awesome, as not only can we finally not leave consoles and PCs on for days on end, but we can also create save states in specific games that we may want to return to in the future. And for those asking, yes, there is a pause button in Solo Vanguard. The guided mode that will guide you through the Easter egg is a concerning feature. However, my view was changed when it was stated that it would not be released until the Easter egg had been solved by the community, and I cannot be more happy to see a dedication to the Easter egg hunt. Now, a feature that is not completely understood yet by the majority of the community, but is something that is extremely positive, is a new element to the game called augments. These will act somewhat similarly to the skill tree seen in Cold War, in which you could upgrade your perks, ammo mods, weapon classes, whatever, but in this game it will apparently be a completely different system that will allow for insane customization. I am extremely excited to see what this is all about, as it will most likely add so much replayability from this system alone, and I am all for it. Small features such as the ability to ride boats around the map, the ability to buy doors being shared between players, and the mutant injection, which will allow you to turn into a mangler, are also all cool features that I am so excited to use. But that is about all of the extremely positive things about this game that I saw at the surface level, and it is important to mention that I did not include everything, as some specific features are either not too interesting or are already part of the Black Ops 6 game as a whole, such as the customizable HUD and Omni movement. However, it is time to talk about the negative things I could pick out from this recent Intel barrage. With every game, there is bound to be some good and some bad, and while I want to stay extremely positive for this game, it is important to know limits and what needs to be improved. One of the biggest things I saw from both the trailer and gameplay clips is that there will be an insane amount of boss zombies in the map Terminus specifically at once, which as seen by previous titles is not something that is too enjoyable for the average person. I mean, I am pretty sure there is parasites, a new enemy type called vermin, a whole kraken, manglers, and a new enemy called the amalgam, which is already way too much in my opinion, as it seems that this map may play out more as a boss simulator, and those maps have never really turned out to be much fun. Additionally, the return of armored zombies is upon us, and while they aren't the worst thing in the world, I would have preferred if they had stayed out of this game, as they were extremely annoying to deal with in Cold War zombies. While I did say the size of this map could perform very well, this is slightly concerning, as there are many problems that can be associated with a map of this size. I won't go into detail about this idea, as I'm pretty sure you guys can use your imagination on why this could not be a good thing. I mean, just for an example, imagine your teammate goes down on the shipwreck and you're on the prison part. what do? Weapon tiers return as well, which is a feature that I have never really been personally fond of, as after a certain point you won't even consider buying wall weapons or even hitting the mystery box unless it is for the wonder weapon of the map, which essentially messes up the flow of any given zombie's formula. However, that is pretty much all of the significantly upsetting pieces of this game that I saw, in my opinion, which is certainly a fantastic sign for this game going forward. Black Ops 6 Zombies looks to be a extremely well-crafted game that has taken those 4 years into heavy consideration and dedication to develop something that I am almost sure the Zombies community will never forget. Certain YouTubers such as Codename Pizza and Chopper were flown out to play the game early, and it seems from both of their reviews that it will be an extremely exciting game to partake in, and I cannot be more excited to see what this game has to offer. This seems like a love letter to what we have always wanted as a Zombies community, and I cannot be more excited for what is to come. With all that said, you guys are awesome, and thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I genuinely thought I would never hit that, but you guys are legends. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.